Goodfellas paints the Lufthansa Heist as the mafia's greatest victory. A clean, professional job that made everyone rich. But the reality was a disaster Hollywood didn't want you to see. The real crew didn't celebrate. They panicked. The money was real. The paranoia was real. And the body count that followed was higher than any movie could show. So, why did the largest cash robbery in American history turn into a bloodbath? And where did the $6 million actually go? The Inside Man, the setup to understand how a crew of street thugs stole millions from a high-security airport. You have to understand 1978. JFK Airport was the mob's piggy bank. And the key to the vault wasn't a criminal mastermind. It was a gambling addict named Louis Werner. Werner worked inside Lufthansa's cargo building. He owed massive debts to a bookie. He didn't have the money, but he had information. He knew that once a month, Lufthansa flew in millions of dollars in untraceable American currency. And the security was a joke. He sold this plan to Jimmy Burke. In the movie, De Niro plays Jimmy as charming and calculated. But the real Jimmy Burke? He was a monster. A man who would buy you a drink with one hand and strangle you with the other. Burke assembled a crew. But unlike the movie, this wasn't just a family affair. It was a mix of psychopaths and professionals. And that mixture was a ticking time bomb. The night of the heist, the execution, December 11th, 1978, 3 a.m. A black Ford Econoline van pulls up to the Lufthansa cargo building. Inside were armed men, including Tommy DeSimone, the real-life Joe Pesci. This is where reality is scarier than fiction. They didn't go in guns blazing. They went in with knowledge. They rounded up the employees in the cafeteria. They didn't just threaten them. They called them by their first names. They mentioned their family members at home. The terror was absolute. One guard was pistol whipped, but no shots were fired. In just 64 minutes. They loaded $5 million in cash and nearly $1 million in jewels into the van. Adjusted for inflation, that's over $28 million today. They drove away into the dark, thinking they had committed the perfect crime. But they made one mistake. Or rather, one man made one mistake. Enter Parnell Stacks Edwards. His job was the easiest of all. Drive the getaway van to a junkyard in New Jersey and crush it. Destroy the evidence. But Stacks got high. Instead of the junkyard, he drove to his girlfriend's apartment in Queens. And worse, he parked the van in a no parking zone. The police found it the next morning. They lifted fingerprints. They found mud from the airport. Within 24 hours, the FBI knew exactly who did it. When Jimmy Burke heard about the van, he realized the perfect crime was compromised. Jimmy realized that everyone who knew about the heist was now a liability. He did the math. It was cheaper to kill them than to pay them. The real Layla montage, the body count, the scene in Goodfellas. The piano exit of Layla plays while bodies are discovered across the city. That scene is iconic, but the reality was messy, brutal, and slow. First was Stacks Edwards, executed in his apartment. Then Marty Krugman, the man who tipped them off. He demanded his cut of the money. Jimmy's response? Krugman disappeared, and his body was never found. Louis Cofora, known as Johnny Roast Beef in the film. He bought a flashy pink Cadillac with the stolen money. Jimmy warned him to lay low. He didn't listen. He and his wife were found dead in the car. Richard Eden, Tom DeSimone, Teresa Ferrara. The FBI estimates that at least 10 to 15 people directly involved or connected to the heist were murdered on Jimmy Burke's orders. He was cleaning house, but he missed one rat. Henry Hill watched his friends die one by one. He knew he was next. So, he did the unthinkable. He went to the FBI. His testimony brought down the Lucchese family and put Jimmy Burke in prison. But not for the heist. Jimmy was eventually convicted for the murder of Richard Eden, a scam artist he killed over a money dispute. He died in prison in 1996. But the biggest mystery remains. Where is the money? Aside from a few $1,000s tracked to the workers, the bulk of the Lufthansa loot was never recovered. Some say it was funneled into legitimate businesses. Others say it's still buried in rot-proof boxes somewhere in Queens. The Lufthansa heist proved that in the mob, there is no honor among thieves. Only survivors. What do you think happened to the cash? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know how the mob actually infiltrated the Las Vegas casinos, watch this video next.